Recently, George Floyd was killed by a killer cop because of $20 bill that the store said that it was fake, it was counterfeit. But that easily could have been me. Some years ago, many years ago, I deposited some money in my bank account, and one of the $100 bills was said to be counterfeit. And I was told that the money would be sent to the FBI. Maybe they would have called a killer cop on me, but they didn't. Because at that time I was working as a parole and probation officer, and my office was directly across from the bank. So they know where to get me if need be. Anyway, after a few weeks, I received a letter from the bank that the FBI said the money was not fake, was not counterfeit. So they have put it back in my account. This just goes to say that lives of black people in America is very cheap. Black people's life are very cheap in America. If not, why would you wrestle a man to the ground because of counterfeit $20 bill? Why don't you just give the guy a ticket and see him in court? Plus the $20 bill may not be fake, may not be counterfeit. In my case, it was $100 bill. On that day, I deposited $5,000, and they were all in hundreds. And one of them was fake, according to the bank. But instead of calling the killer cop, they told me they would send it to FBI, which they did. And later on, it was found out that it was not fake. So it's very sad. It's very sad. The race situation in America. It's a very sad. Every black person, I don't care how rich you are, as long as you're black, you have a racist story to tell. But the unfortunate thing is that, the sad part of it is that not all white people are racist. There are very, very, very many good white people that are not racist. But sometimes, when a non-racist white person sees racist action, depending on the situation, they may stay out of it. Suppose you are working in an office and your boss, the head of the whole department or the whole office is racist. You don't want to jeopardize your job, so you just keep quiet, which in itself may not be good. But hey, man, there's something called self-preservation. That doesn't make you a racist. But it's unfortunate. All white people, whether you are racist or not, enjoys the benefit of being white. And it's a very sad situation. A guy was killed in New York for selling loose cigarettes. What's the big deal about loose cigarettes? Tell the guy to get out of the corner, go home. You don't have to wrestle him to the ground and choke him to death because of it. It's Diallo was killed just coming out of his apartment. He was going to the corner store to buy some food, and these 4 white officers thought that he was going for his gun. Why will you see? Oh man, I'm telling you, it's very sickening. But that's what we have to deal with to live in America. Racism will not end. America is very pregnant with racism. And until she successfully delivers the baby, she will continue to have that headache, you know. And, just the sight of a black person, these white guys, the racist ones, their blood boils up, Not all white people are racist. There are very, very many good white people, Recently, I saw a video where this guy lost control on the highway, went all the way to the left side, hit the curb, came back, went all the way to the left side and hit the curb. Then he came back again, then eventually ran into a ditch. And cars stopped, they went to help the guy. The guy was a black guy. They kept asking him, "Are you all right? Are you all right? What is the problem? Are you all right?" He was not responsive. Eventually, they got him out of the car. They called the ambulance. The first thing that came to my mind was, this guy is very lucky, very, very lucky, because if those guys, white and black, if they did not get there before the police officers, they would have come there and shot the guy dead, because they would say, "Oh, he's not cooperating." The guy was suffering from medical issues, The same thing happened in New Orleans. There was this 65-year-old retired school teacher. They beat him to nonsense before they find out that the guy was suffering some kind of medical issues. Something has to do with diabetes, But because he was unresponsive, and the area where they caught him was a blue light district, they thought maybe he was drunk. The guy wasn't drunk, But being black and not responsive, they just kept beating the guy, So it's unfortunate. It's very sad that when I hear or see that a police officer was killed or whatever, I don't have any feelings for it, and I'm ashamed of myself to have to say that, because all human beings, all human lives are not cheap, are not cheap. But the way these cops, especially white cops, the way they kill black people, it's a shame, It's a shame. If you are black and you live in America, you have your own stories. And from time to time, I'll be telling more stories. That guy that killed George Floyd knelt down, put his hands in his pocket. That way he could put his whole weight on my guy's neck, and the guy out, and at the same time saying, "Get in the van." How can you get in the van when you are on somebody's neck and two of your bodies are kneeling down on the guy? 3 people on the guy. The guy is already handcuffed. Try and handcuff yourself in the back and run. Let's see how far you can go. Put your hands in the back. Even put your hands in your pocket and try to run. The guy is already on handcuffs, And all you need to do is just tell the guy, "Hey, you got to go with us." I used to live in France. I lived in France from 1973 to 74. I never saw French policemen manhandle anybody. Never. What they would do would be surround you and tell you, "Blah, blah, blah, s'il vous plaît. Blah, 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 s'il vous plaît." And they will stay there. If it takes them an hour for you to calm down and go with them, that is what it will take. But here in America, if you look at a police officer the wrong way, the next thing is they're going to start beating you up. It's very sad. Every day since George Floyd was killed, I caused the day that officer was born. And God in his glory will make sure that that guy never enjoys his life anymore. As far as I'm concerned, his life is gone, you know. As soon as he was arrested, his wife threw divorce papers on him, you know. If he has any children, I hope they go to court and and disown him, you know. It's very sad. There are many good white people, very, very, very many good white people, but all it takes to spoil the whole bunch is just one knucklehead, you know. Okay, fine, you are white, you are superior than me, fine, no big deal, you know. I mean, you are white, you don't finish high school, all the teeth in your mouth are rotten and gone, and you still say you are superior than me. Fine, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Fine, go with your life, with your superiority. No big deal, you know. Anyway, God in his glory will make sure that the guy that killed Floyd, even if he's found not guilty, because these days you take them to court, they're found not guilty, you know, they'll find them not guilty, you know. I pray that he dies a very miserable death. I hope he dies a very miserable death. Thank you.